Humankind has called this planet home for thousands of years. But what if that's not the whole story? Were you truly always here? Were you created on this soil? Or did you once come from somewhere else? Your ancient texts, your old myths, the first symbols carved into cave walls, they all whisper the same truth. Your origin lies in the stars, and you were not alone in this universe. But then, something happened, a disconnection, an exile. And on that day, you forgot everything. Now, the questions echo once more. Who are we? From where and how did we come? Who brought us here, and why did they erase our memory? This is not just a story. This is the forgotten beginning of humanity. Rise of Seeds begins. The following is an excerpt from the records of COD 81, one of the units on duty at the Central Hub. The key to humanity's forgotten beginning was being forged on a radioactive planet covered in emerald green, poisonous gases, where no organic life could survive without a protective shield. This was the homeworld of the ancient clergy, a synthetic species. In the Central Hub, at the heart of their impenetrable sanctuary, a mission had been carried out with absolute precision for thousands of years. For every new human birth, a birth probe was sent to the far corners of the galaxy. This formed the foundation of an agreement that ended the war between the two species, based on the principle of data for technology and information for protection. The probe's mission was to support the birth process, to honor the child with the celestial pearl, to ensure its adaptation to the planets and its protection, and through the simultaneous transfer of its experiences to ensure the knowledge development of the ancient clergy while also paying their debt to humanity. This was an unquestioned, routine cycle that had continued uninterrupted for all of known time. However, that night, while everything was proceeding as normal in the distribution center, a high-level command signaling the arrival of the Supreme Mother disrupted all routines. This was unprecedented. The Supreme Mother would only deliver a holographic speech on Planet Day and Peace Day, and it wasn't even known if she truly existed. After the appearance of previously unseen symbiomechatronic guards at the entrance, the Supreme Mother appeared before us in a completely humanoid form, seemingly floating on air. She handed a box to our supervisor. Our supervisor hastily asked for the departure time of the probe for the child named El Narab, and was relieved to learn there was still time. For us, there was no question of alarm or panic. However, our human supervisor struggled to hide these human emotions. We were doing our jobs. There was no need for humans among us. But the contract between us and the human race mandated that the distribution unit be managed by a human. Our supervisor brought the box he received from the Supreme Mother, informing us that El Narab's celestial pearl was personally prepared by her and that he himself would accompany the probe on this journey. Upon this, I received the order that the supervisor and I would be present during the birth, and that a life support module needed to be added to the probe. Normally, humans with the celestial pearl didn't need a life support module during their travels. However, the humans among us, for unknown reasons, did not want to use this module, stating that they felt freer this way. Throughout the journey, our supervisor stared blankly at the box containing the celestial pearl from the Supreme Mother, looking anxious. Observing these kinds of reactions, which humans exhibit under extreme mental or emotional intensity, has always been an interesting subject of analysis for us synthetic beings. Weren't we also exposed to high temperatures in our robotic moving parts and processors when we worked at a high pace? Our cooling systems would immediately engage, but still we were different. While we experienced this during many operations or situations requiring extreme power, they could feel this kind of intensity just by looking carefully at a box. Due to the nature of my department, I couldn't access the Celestial Pearl's data, so I couldn't analyze the situation. Even thinking about this caused heat to radiate from my processors. Just as I was thinking, it must be something like this, we slipped out of the silent, star-filled void of hyperspace, gliding rapidly towards the planet's orbit. As the capsule trembled slightly from the friction of the dense atmosphere, a lush green world appeared in the wide window before us. We were following the designated landing route towards the depths of an uncharted valley between high, pointed mountains. The tense expression on our supervisor's face slowly gave way to a relaxed, almost childlike smile. His eyes were fixed on the forest sparkling in the sunlight streaming through the windows and the river networks in the distance. It was as if every cell in his body was inhaling the breath of this new world, exhaling a breath he had long held. When we felt the capsule touch down with a soft landing, the cabin's analysis systems immediately activated, confirming that the air was fully compatible with human life. The fresh, slightly humid air of this planet caused our supervisor to take a deep breath, so deep that it surprised even all of our synthetic sensors. Then, after a moment's pause, he turned to the door with a peaceful expression I couldn't comprehend. "Let's head to the house," he said. His voice was surprisingly light, as if a weight had been lifted from him. As the surrounding vegetation, a combination of bright green and the smell of earth of an unknown kind, greeted us, each of our steps was a greeting to this strange yet familiar world. When the doors of the house creaked open slowly from the inside, a dim hallway appeared inviting us in. My robotic senses detected a distinct smell of stress and medicine in the air, casting a heavy atmosphere over the room. Directly in front of us, on a bed, lay a woman sleeping in a medical intervention mode. The woman's irregular breathing and the noticeable tension that replaced the peaceful expression our supervisor had felt outside allowed me to analyze that the silence and the heavy atmosphere in this environment were a source of human discomfort. I had previously only watched these births from a distance through analysis data, recording every detail through my systems. But now, accompanied by these physical reactions and our supervisor's changing demeanor, I had the opportunity to experience this moment in all its reality for the first time so closely. Our supervisor approached the woman with the box in his hand and woke her. As soon as the woman opened her eyes, her gaze fell directly on the box in his hand. "Is it the one?" she whispered. Our supervisor nodded. "Yes, sent by the Supreme Mother." As the woman reached for the box, she said, "His father is not here, but the transition key is," and handed over another key along with her own. The probe's box scanned the cards. This procedure was critical to ensure the child's access to their lineage information by adding the celestial data from the mother and father to the celestial pearl. Our supervisor turned to me, his face a mixture of anxiety and responsibility, and ordered me, "Create a perfect protection field." This command was so contradictory to my mission protocols that all my motor functions and data processing capabilities momentarily halted. This field was designed only for combat situations and couldn't be used for such an ordinary birth. Because when this field was formed, we would have no contact with the main hub, and therefore no event inside could be recorded. Just as I was about to object, our supervisor said, "I'm sorry, I should have relayed these orders to you upon landing," handing me a shiny memory crystal from his pocket. When I scanned the crystal, it showed that the orders came directly from the Supreme Mother. This made me realize that my supervisor was part of a protocol that exceeded his own authority. The orders were transmitted directly from the Supreme Mother's memory crystal and were not open to discussion in any way. The entire operation was to be completed within the perfect protection field, designed to sever all connections with the outside world. This involved not only physical isolation, but also a process of mental intervention. All memories of the woman and our supervisor regarding El-Narab were to be erased. The memories would be reconfigured, and their reason for visiting this planet would be written as a short trip to visit the supervisor's sibling. My role was similarly arranged. I would be reported as destroyed on duty due to a malfunction during the visit. All my data at my assigned hub would be deleted. The event would be converted to an accident by the system and recorded as such. In reality, I would stay here, directly involved in the child's protection, care, and guidance. It was clearly stated that my mission would end when El-Narab reached the age of 12, and I would self-destruct. This decision was made to avoid
external interference in the child's natural development process. The plan was precise and detailed, requiring no emotional assessment. Still, after reading the crystal, I experienced a temporary slowdown in my systems during the process. I could not explain the reason. The framework of my mission was clear, and I would carry it out. This was only the beginning. When the perfect protection field was activated, all communication with the outside world was severed. Only the necessary personnel and protocols for the procedure remained active. The mother was put into birth mode. The probe, aligning with her body, first administered a regional local anesthetic. The muscles relaxed, her breathing slowed. Consciousness was maintained. Then the laser system was activated. A thin, sharp beam of light focused on the mother's abdominal area. The laser beam isolated the energy and nerve connections within the uterus one by one, and with a few seconds of operation, all biological connection between mother and baby was cut in a controlled manner. As soon as the connection was severed, the probe initiated the teleportation protocol. The system, locating the baby, set the target coordinate as the baby's bed. The intensifying blue vibration lasted a few seconds. Then a faint burst of light emanated from the inner abdominal area. The baby, without being removed from the mother's body, was teleported directly in energy form and placed on the baby table outside within seconds. The transfer was seamless. The child was quiet. He didn't cry at all. His eyes were open. All vital signs were normal. Our supervisor quietly opened the box. The celestial pearl that emerged from it was extraordinary, even at first glance. While other pearls vibrated with a soft light in shades of blue, this one was dark red. It had a near black density at its center. Around it, rings of light expanded and contracted in a regular rhythm. It was like a living entity. It moved directly towards the child. The pearl floated over to the baby and hovered directly over its forehead. Without any contact, just by vibrating, it entered. With the entry of the celestial pearl into the body, the red light first spread to the baby's skeletal system. From its spine to the fingertips, all bone tissue glowed for a moment. Then it spread to the nervous system and the muscular system. As a subcutaneous layer filled with light, the baby's exterior remained the same, but inside, the entire structure seemed to be reshaping. In the final step, the red energy enveloped the child's entire body. From the outside, it was as if a red wave was circulating under its skin, pulsing to its own internal rhythm. This situation was brief. After the celestial pearl was fully settled inside, the light slowly faded. The child's skin returned to its normal color. His eyes were still open, but his gaze was different. Something had awakened within him. And then, a voice channel opened, not initiated by any system. "Hello," it said. "I am Antonia. It's so good to be back here."